Despite the efforts of a determined interviewer, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell said that offering coverage to 30 million Americans who do not have health insurance is not the issue. But last night, during a town hall meeting, instead of offering his usual refrain of repeal and replace Obamacare, Mr. McConnell made a shocking admission.
If you thought it was a good idea for the federal government to go in this direction, I'd say the odds are still on your side because it's a lot harder to undo something than it is to stop it in the first place.
It's a lot harder to undo something than it is to stop it in the first place. Is it possible that Mr. McConnell is beginning to realise that the Affordable Health Care Act may not be so bad after all? Congressman John Yarmuth is a Democrat from Kentucky, and he joins us now. Good afternoon, sir. You appeared on this broadcast in April and criticised Mr. McConnell for writing an op-ed about the health care law that was frankly riddled with lies. Take a listen.
He is absolutely lying. Mitch is a very clever politician, and
he ain't going to fight you.
He ain't going to fight. He's going to fight me, and that's too bad because my constituents and his constituents deserve that kind of conversation.
Given the falsehoods in his editorial and now his complete disregard for 30 million Americans' health insurance, I think the possibility of him ever debating with you has gone the way of all flesh, hasn't it?
Well, I think that's right. And first of all, let me say it will be a great honor for me to serve with Tammy Duckworth when she's elected in November. She's a great American, and she'll be a great congresswoman. But going back to health care, Mitch is actually here in the state now. He's traveling around among hospitals trying to talk about the Affordable Care Act, and he's getting quite a lot of pushback because when you talk about repealing the Affordable Care Act, and when you're talking about, for instance, the possibility that a state might opt out of expanded Medicaid, you're talking about revenue that's lost for hospitals. The hospitals can't be deceived. They're pretty knowledgeable, and they know that the Affordable Care Act and the comprehensive coverage that it will provide are going to be significant benefits to them and to the people that they treat on a daily basis.
How would you characterize the Republican response since the Supreme Court decision? I mean, is it sulking, bitter, sullen? What is it?
Well, all of the above, plus misinformed, plus a little desperate. I think you've seen it in the polling over the last few days. A slight majority of Americans now actually support the Supreme Court decision and support the provisions of the law because they're learning more and more about the benefits to them. So I think the Republicans are in a great deal of a kind of confusion right now. First of all, not many of them have actually read the law, and I would encourage all of the Republicans to read the law before they talk about it because they're going to be embarrassed, just as Senator McConnell has been on numerous occasions. And they're finding that the people they're confronting are beginning to understand there are significant benefits to them. In Kentucky, for instance, there are 640,000 uninsured Kentuckians. It's about 15% of our population.
Indeed.
So that when Mitch McConnell says you're not the issue, that's a pretty dangerous political position to be in, and I think Republicans are finding that throughout the country.